Welcome to How to Survive with Danielle and Kristine, where we teach you how to survive the things that can kill you.
Like charging bears, or falling air conditioners, or subway stairs.
And the stuff that just makes you wish you were dead.
Like cat rats, or bowling balls, or the dreaded mouse cursor. Oh, it's a very special episode.
Let's get to that song.
Let's do it.
Ground is shaking under our feet. Mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Gobbling down Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. Ooh, how to survive. Ooh, how to survive.
Welcome to How to Survive with Danielle and Kristine. I am Danielle.
I'm Kristine.
Kristine, we have a special episode today.
It's very special,
We are going to talk all about our fears.
but unusual fears.
Our unusual fears. And we don't have a guest. It is a cast-only episode today.
We are the guests.
We are the guests, as is Garon. And we actually have a special guest in the studio,
Yes.
but he doesn't want to appear on...
He's not going to be on the show.
he's not on mic, but
He's here.
Chris's adorable son, Benjamin, is here. You know him from such tales as burning your skin off. And what else did he do?
Being in the hospital for accidentally taking medication.
Lice.
Lice. Cutting your foot in the swimming pool on a pair of goggles.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I talked about that one.
I don't think so. And you have a news story.
And just yesterday,
Yes.
when I was leaving here, actually, because we taped yesterday as well, I got a text on my phone that said, "Mom, I got chased by a bear today at camp." And I was like, what? That was my actual response. What? Question mark, question mark, question mark. And I said, "Is this a joke?" And then I got it. And then there was some dots for a while.
Uh-oh.
And then I got a text that said, "Actually, I was charged." And then he sent a YouTube video along with it with a bear that charges, but not the bear,
Okay,
but
yeah.
to explain what bears charging means, which we know because we covered
Yes,
that
we
in an
sure
episode,
do.
which is remember, it's the Fonzie. I'm going to pretend I'm shaking your hand and then I
Yes.
put my hand through my hair. Was that Fonzie or was that from Greece?
That was from Greece.
Okay, I got confused.
But I don't know why we said that.
Because it's they come at you like they're going to attack you, but then they stop at the last second.
Right. Okay, so where is he going to camp that he
Okay.
would run into a bear? Because I thought it was like soccer or sports camp.
It is a lot of sports.
Okay.
It's up in the mountains.
Okay, so it's sort of near where you live?
Sort of near where I live, but
Okay.
further up in the mountains, even,
Okay.
like real mountains, right? So they have golf and tennis, swimming, crafts. So it's very nice.
Yeah.
He's out on the golf course with the other campers, and someone spots a bear, and apparently, I'm hearing this from Benjamin. I haven't heard
Okay.
from an adult yet,
Yeah.
by the way. I've emailed and asked for an adult to tell me what
No
happened.
one's contacted you?
No one's contacted me yet.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Not even the bear?
Not
Just
even-
say
no.
like, take that?
Yabba dabba do.
Yeah.
Put this on your show.
Yeah.
I dare you. Bear dare.
I haven't gotten the bear dare yet. He said, someone saw the bear, one of the counselors, and said, "We should get out of here." And then one of the counselors took off on a golf cart.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And then the other counselor said, "Let's go." And apparently they were closer to houses than they were to go back to the sort of main center of the camp.
Okay.
So they ran.
No.
Yes.
No, they haven't listened to our show.
I know. And according to Benjamin, none of his counselors even know what a podcast is.
What?
They're teenagers. And I was
Yeah,
like,
but they should.
I was like,
Wait a second.
They don't know what a podcast is?
They don't watch TV. They don't listen to podcasts. They just watch YouTube videos
just
and TikTok.
They just watch TikTok. That's why we got to get more presence on TikTok, Danielle. I mean, this is what this boils down to.
Yes, but also I love the idea that Benjamin said, "You guys are doing it wrong." My mom's podcast.
Yeah.
Is that
He
what
was
happened?
explaining to all of them. I think. I don't know. I haven't
Okay.
figured that out yet. So they ran to a house and then either knocked on the door or the guy was already outside and said, "Can we hide in your garage? There's
the
a bear."
Okay.
That charged at them. I think it was kind of a faraway bear. It was like 30 feet away.
But it was running after them.
But yeah, charged at them. And
Okay.
that's then they were like, "Let's run." And they
it charged before they started running.
Yes.
Okay, well, I can understand your fight or flight would
kick in. And
okay.
it's teenagers who are the counselors. So then they ran to the garage and called the camp.
Yeah.
I think they also called maybe the sheriff or the local animal control. The sheriff's department came and they waited in the garage until all the golf carts could come. Because that was his most exciting part, was that he could ride in a golf cart. Because I said, were you scared? And he said, no, I was excited. I got to ride in a golf cart.
That is fun.
Everybody was fine. But I'm more concerned that they all ran. And I was like, well,
no.
I don't think these counselors, I mean, maybe they're trained in CPR, but they're not trained in...
They're not trained in bear.
So
was it brown or black? Did they find out?
Well, I think we did learn from a actually that maybe was my cousin Michelle, that there are only...
Right.
Brown in California? Or is it only black? It's
I
one.
Can't remember now.
I can't either.
It was only one.
It's only one.
And I know that one of them can appear to be the other color.
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
so that
it's like they're only brown, but they can be so dark that they look black.
Or they're black, but they can be light and they look brown.
Exactly.
Right, something like that. So, okay. So by the time the sheriff came, or
the bear was gone.
The bear was gone. So, and so the kids, no one ever saw the bear again.
Correct.
Wow. So then they all got to ride in Garfunkels. In Garfunkels. Very high-pitched cars, those Garfunkels.
I know.
They got to ride in golf carts back down to the regular part of the camp?
Yes.
Wow. So it didn't because of course Garon and I, not knowing the whole story, assumed that the bear ran directly at Benjamin.
Yeah, well, no, the bear was like, I know who I want. I know exactly who I want to eat.
The kid's got X marks the spot.
Yes.
On him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we talk too much about bears and they want to silence us.
Yes.
You
Big
guys are
bears.
finished.
Yes. I mean,
bears can be after us.
It might be that this podcast is actually like perpetuating these things in my life.
Hence the birds in your tree.
Yeah.
Lots of weird stuff happening.
Yes.
Wow. Well, I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad he wasn't scared.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't want to go to camp today, but he also didn't feel well.
Okay. Got it.
So here he is.
Are there bears in the Black Forest? Is that what it's called in Germany?
Oh, good question. Well, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Because we'll probably see one if they exist.
Because Benjamin's scent will bring them out.
He will attract them. Just before we got here and we stopped at a Starbucks so I could, work a little bit on this episode, we were right next to an urgent care and Benjamin pointed it out. He goes, Mom, there's an urgent care. Oh. And I was like, well, I always like to know where one is when I'm with you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And speaking of our personal fears.
Yes.
So one of my fears is it's actually not irrational, is that I'm going to shrink. So, because
like in the sense of, like The Incredible Shrinking Woman?
No.
Like you're going to become...
Remember that movie?
Was it Lily Tomlin? I just remember her being in the big chair. Wasn't she in a big chair?
Well, that's Edith Ann, her character.
Okay.
I can understand why you would... But that was Edith Ann, a character she did on Laugh-In or
it was
Lecture
Sesame
Company.
Street?
Sesame Street.
I remember
she also did it on her album, but yeah. No, The Incredible Shrinking Woman, which... As a kid, I'm pretty sure I watched like 20 times.
I know I saw it.
And I'm pretty sure if I watched it now, it would be unwatchable.
There's a reason it's not showing on...
You never hear anyone talking about that as like a classic 80s film, but
we're talking about it right now.
No, I'm not. I don't think I'm going to be like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I have always been told... At least that on my childhood resume, that I'm 5'2.5". Okay,
yes.
So that's what I've always thought, and that I've been solid in that knowledge.
Yeah.
And then a few years ago, I went to the doctor, and they told me I was 5'1.5", and I was like,
"No."
I don't
you were like, "No."
Think so.
Yeah.
I don't. But how can I disagree with a measuring stick? So I don't know. So I just don't ever want to know anything about it. So because that just. Like 5'2" is small. 5'2.5" is small. But 5'1.5", that's like another category. So
you're worried about becoming a little person. Like
no, I'm not worried about Chris, I don't think that's how it happens. technically qualifying to be a little person?
Yeah.
Because it's like 4'6" or something.
I don't know, but it's just like if you get under 5 feet.
So the other day, Oliver has finally gotten to, I think I mentioned this before, he's finally gotten to like my height, which is very exciting because, most kids get to their mom's height a lot earlier. But so we're very excited, but we haven't measured. So Jim,
Oh,
hold on, we're having an emergency.
It's a silver alert.
somebody that's elderly.
An old person
has gone missing.
has gone missing.
It's okay, Benj. It's just a person that's a little old and has gotten lost.
And it went off on all our phones. Sorry about that. I wonder if they do that in other states, or is that just a California thing?
I don't know. Maybe
Florida, they probably do.
Yeah, there are a lot in
A lot
Florida.
of old people in Florida.
It's just a constant tone that never stops.
I know.
Just
Oh, in
continuous
Florida,
in
it's just you just have to live with
We're all
it.
used to it's like tinnitus or
You
whatever.
don't even hear it anymore.
Everyone's going to the doctor saying that no, I hear it too. It's okay, you're fine. So what was it? So anyway, Jimmy wanted to actually measure me and then actually measure Oliver, and he was literally running around the house.
Yeah.
With a tape measure.
Yes.
Trying to measure me, and he was chasing me around
You
the
were
house.
running.
I was like, I don't.
I don't
can't.
consent.
I don't consent. I can't. It's information I don't want to know. Like, there's nothing I can do about it, and I don't want to know.
It's just better to say I'm 5'2.5".
Yeah,
that's what we're all going to
now
agree
I say
to.
I'm 5'2", so I've met reality halfway in the middle. So I just say I'm 5'2", and that that's fine.
And that's fine with you.
It's not fine, but I can't go lower than that. It's as low as I'm willing to go in this negotiation with reality.
Okay.
I just can't. So, yeah.
Well,
So that's my fear. Everyone knows about my other fears. My cats
we wanna
and
hear it.
rats
No,
fears.
not-
We've already talked about it.
not in depth.
Okay,
Oh,
you go.
We're going deep.
All right, you do one of yours. And then-
Okay. So I think you guys know this one, but I don't know if we've talked about it on the show or not. So I'm going to share it. I'm going to lay bare. I love massage. I love to go get massages. I'm not an acupuncture person. It doesn't help me. I think the needles are really painful. But one of my fears when I get a massage,
Okay.
I always think this, almost always. When they are at my head
Yeah.
and they're holding my neck, when they have their hands under your neck,
Yeah.
is that they are in their head going to have a very strong desire to kill. And
Kill,
snap
kill.
a neck. They're like, I don't want to snap a neck, but I can't stop myself.
Okay.
It's like when you're at the edge of a cliff and you're like, I don't
Yeah.
want to jump, but what if I just can't stop myself?
Right.
So they're going to have that feeling about snapping a neck.
I can't imagine that you think that every time and still go back and get a massage.
Because I think then I talk myself down from it. I'm like, that's nuts. Nobody does that. That's never happened.
Is it from the first time you ever got a massage that you felt that?
I bet.
Wow.
And then I think they're just going to snap it. And that's going to be the end of my
Right.
life. And that's how I'm going to die. Is that it's like this person who's resisted the urge to kill
Up until that
up
point.
until that point.
Right.
And then I'm the person who just happens to be there when they stop resisting and
Right.
snap the neck.
Well, it's good that it's nothing personal. You don't think someone wants to kill you. It's just that you happen to be there.
I just happen to be there because I'm not a difficult massage person. I'm not like they're going, don't do it that way, or like, I don't like this and I don't like that, and I'm not
Right.
giving a lot of notes. In fact, I probably should give more notes because I tend to tolerate a lot of things I don't like.
Do you think it's because you think they'll kill you
Yes.
if you do that?
I do think that.
Maybe.
You're the best masseuse client there
I'm
ever
going to
will
be
be.
so easy. I'm not going to make
think
any trouble.
Do you have any notion of from whence it
I think
came?
because I create anxiety in almost every situation that I'm in. From childhood, that it's just another way I did it. But it's just unusual. Like this is an episode called Unusual Fears, not
Yes.
like fears. Otherwise, this would be 12 hours long of just
Right.
me going
That's
on
right.
and on and
That's
on.
right. All of your fears. Right.
We don't have enough time.
Part 1.
Did I?
It would be like that Carl Nov. What's his name? Carl Ove Nausgaard, My Struggle. Do you know about his book series?
He wait a second. He wrote a book called My Struggle.
Yes.
Obviously, that's a reference
Yes.
to Mein Kampf, which
Yes.
is Hitler's book, which translates to My Struggle. That's kind of ballsy.
Yeah. He's annoying, but he wrote this like 5-book series memoirs where he just goes on and on about himself, and people called it like a literary triumph. But like if a woman wrote it, it would just be called like a mom blog.
Did I tell you about my most recent massage?
No.
Well, I won it in a school auction.
Okay.
So I didn't know where I was going, and I was just like, okay. I mean, every place I go is almost not great, so I'll try this place.
Yeah.
I actually like Burke Williams the best.
Yeah.
But it's very expensive. So I haven't gone there since, I used to get like gift certificates as presents, and I just haven't. So I don't spend that much money myself. But so I went to this guy and
It was just a dude. This guy.
he was just a dude.
This
guy.
And I wish I could tell you his name because it sounds so made up, but I don't want to like put the guy on blast because he was basically nice, but it sounds like a childhood actor's name. Like
Michael
it's
Massage.
what?
Michael Massage.
Like it might as well be Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Like it's so silly his
Yeah.
name. Okay, so I show up and so the first thing he does is he says, what's hurting? And even though my neck wasn't really hurting, I just, as a habit, say my neck and my lower back. And he goes, oh, okay. Well, so you're going to need these orthotics that I make?
Oh.
Like literally, I haven't even gotten on the table yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, uh-huh. And he goes, and they're, they have a guarantee and da-da-da. And I go, how much are they? $170.
No.
That's the first thing out of his mouth. And I'm just going to stick with the massage today.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. I hate when people try to sell you other things when
Yes.
it's so annoying. Like, at least wait till afterwards. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
don't tense me up before. So then I lay down and he says, so do you have any kids? And I said, yeah, I have a 14-year-old. And he goes, oh, that must be hard. I go, no, he's really easy. And he goes, no, I just mean with everything that's going on. So he's putting like school shootings in my head as I'm about
You're
to have
like, I'm here to relax. Why are we don't make conversation with me.
ever.
I'm not getting my hair cut.
I know.
I don't want to chat.
Exactly. So yeah, so he was just, and then he was fine. And a couple of things I was like, I said, you can go harder. And he goes, oh, you should have told me earlier. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I should have, but I didn't want to, I didn't want like Ukraine to come up. So, I didn't want to like talk to you. So, and then because I'd already paid for the, I'd already paid for it because it was an auction item. I wanted to leave him a tip, and I thought I could do that on a credit card because I just didn't have cash on me. And I was like, oh, I wanted to leave you a tip, but I don't have cash. And he goes, no. Don't leave me a tip. Just leave me a Yelp review. And I was like,
I'd rather leave you
fuck.
a tip.
I know. I was kind of like, I'd rather leave you a tip. So I just, I said the positive things, which there were some I didn't mention that,
Yes.
So anyway, that was my most recent massage.
Oh,
You
never
think he
again.
purposely tried to tense you up so that it would seem like he did a better job at the end of the day.
Or so that he thought I needed the orthotics. So I would
Yes.
think I needed the orthotics. I don't know.
I have to say this, and I'm sorry, men, but I can't let you massage me anymore. I've had too many negative experiences.
Oh,
with
have
men.
you?
Yeah, they either want to tell me about their screenplay, or they think the insides of my thighs needs massaged. And I'm like, no, they don't. I don't need it.
I have to. That's awful.
That's not okay. You don't need to go up that high.
Oh, I've never had anything inappropriate happen. And I have had the best massage. Not him, but
Yeah.
the best massages I've had have been from men because they're just very muscular, I
Yeah.
guess, and they can put more pressure
I
on.
don't like a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
too,
because
so-
you have all the pain and
so
stuff.
it's
So, yeah.
just increases my pain. But I'm like, I
I'm
can't.
sorry that happened. That's terrible.
I just don't want to have to think about if things are getting weird.
Have you had to stop like mid massage? By the way, Benjamin has his headphones on for anyone who's worried about like what's happening.
It's just been weird in a way that I've been like, I just don't want to have to worry about this.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
gonna just not.
No, that's smart. That's smart.
No offense. Hashtag not all men.
not all messieurs.
Masseuse.
Okay.
Garon.
Garon, what's a weird fear you have?
God, I don't know. I can tell you one that you may have noticed this before, and I've developed since doing this. Is that
Oh, no, I'm
whenever-
sorry.
No, whenever I'm recording,
Yes.
if I see the pointer on the record button, it makes me really nervous. I always have to move it.
I don't. Oh, you mean
Away, like the mouse pointer.
The mouse pointer. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
the arrow.
Even though I'm not touching the mouse, I'm not anywhere
Yes.
near it. Just seeing
Yes.
it over that, like it'll stop it, and I won't notice it. So
I totally
always
get
have
that.
to move it. It'll happen during the show. You could probably see it. I'll just be like, and I'll just move it, so it's not anywhere near
because
that
you're
button.
worried you'll do something wrong.
Yeah, I'm worried that it'll somehow just click itself and stop, and
Yeah.
I won't notice, and we'll be here for an hour just talking into nothing.
And you'll get in big trouble.
Yeah. Oh, we will.
We're two just
We're
ball breakers over
taskmasters.
here.
Yes.
Not unlike running away from a bear in a field. I would be
I'll send you.
searching for a golf cart.
I'll send you to. I'll send you to the masseuse, and he can talk to you about current events.
So I hear-
I've got one who'd like to
Stop
tell you
it.
about a screenplay.
Do you make the mistake of saying you're a writer? Is that
No,
why?
I don't even think that's.
No, really?
It.
They just. I don't know.
I think, yeah, it's just chattiness. I really don't like chattiness in a massage therapist because I don't want to make small talk when I'm there.
Yes.
I find small talk exhausting in
Yes.
general. And so when I'm there to relax, the last thing I want to have to do is like a thing that I don't find enjoyable.
I just thought of another weird massage experience I had, which was not negative, but when I worked at Disney, one of the perks was, I guess, once a week, maybe this guy came and gave massages. I think you still had to pay for it. I don't remember. I mean, it
Okay.
was Disney, so you probably did. But the guy who gave the massage took over for Brendan Fraser in the George of the Jungle movies. He was the second George of the Jungle guy.
Really?
Yes. He was the masseuse.
No way.
Way.
Wait, before or after?
This was after he had been.
He gave somebody
George.
the right massage.
Maybe, but that's all it lasted. I think he was just in that movie. Maybe, I
That
don't
was
know.
it. Okay, so we know you're afraid of cat rats.
Yes.
Which is, if the audience doesn't know because they've missed
Yeah.
other episodes where Danielle has mentioned this, a cat when there's more than one cat.
Yeah, I get a little creeped out when there's more than one cat. I find cats a little bit creepy.
They steal your breath.
They steal your breath. They steal your soul.
Is that why? Did you see that
Yes.
Cat's Eye Too Young?
Yes. I actually think that's what it is.
I don't think I've seen that. Is that a Stephen King?
Yeah, it's
So-
the Drew Barrymore one where
It's an
they-
anthology, right?
Yeah, it's part of it's Cat's Eye and then the other one is James Woods. I think he's like a cigarette exec or something.
Okay.
But it's where they're like, don't let a cat sleep on you. They'll suck out your breath.
Yeah.
But it's some little creature that shows up and climbs up her bed and tries to get her, and like her foot's hanging off the bed, and it's like coming towards her as little scissors or something. It's a really creepy little.
Yeah. It's like a little doll. Like if you see
Yeah.
the image of the doll, you might recognize it because
Okay.
it's kind of one of those pop culture things.
Yeah.
But so it never really was a cat.
No, the cat.
They just
is-
explained it. They didn't even show it.
Yeah, no,
never
the cat. They explain what that actually is, what they're talking about when they say that a cat's trying to steal your breath. It's protecting her from.
But do they
This little
show an
thing.
image of a cat on her chest?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
because
I think they
that's
do.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah,
I had
yeah,
in my
yeah,
head,
yeah.
and yes, I do think that's what started it. I'm not kidding. And then the other part of this is that we had neighbors, not neighbors, we had friends who, had gerbils. Mm-hmm. And I remember holding one, and I could feel like its bones because they have a lot of fur,
Yeah.
but then underneath they're just skinny.
Yes.
And I remember very distinctly being afraid that I would accidentally hurt it.
Yes.
So it was a fear of myself.
Like you wouldn't be able to stop yourself from killing it.
Not your scenario of the murderous masseuse.
Yeah.
Not that I would do it on purpose, but just that it was so fragile I might accidentally do something. So I think all these things combined to make me intensely afraid of rodents.
Okay.
Intensely afraid of rodents, and somehow cats.
I killed one of my brother's rats, and
What?
not on purpose, but it
Were
was
you giving it a massage?
yeah, and I said so like snap. Sorry, I didn't think I was going to do that. but
So
then-
he had pet rats. Like he kept them in a cage or something?
yeah, but for some reason it was in our hallway. This is how I remember it. But remember, I was like 6 maybe,
Okay.
and it was in our hallway of our upstairs, and it was like stacked on a bunch of stuff. It was a very disorganized house. And I put like stuff on top of the cage, not knowing there was a rat in it, and I crushed it.
The whole cage?
I guess. I just remember that he was really mad that I killed his rat, but I don't even know that I did it.
Oh, okay.
Like I didn't do it on purpose. And then another time, his gerbils had babies. And he put them in a coffee can, like a Folgers coffee can, because you have to take them out of the cage because the dad will eat all the babies.
Right.
And I came into his room and I thought they were worms and I was shaking them. I go, what's this? Because I was little.
Oh my God.
And he was like really mad and punching me because.
Did you kill them?
I don't know. I might have.
You're a rodent
It's
killer.
starting to make sense
You're
that
an
maybe
exterminator.
everything that goes on with you is karma.
It might be. I'll have to ask him if I killed them. I don't think I did. But
I mean, you didn't know any better.
But what is nature? Why would nature make an animal that would eat its young? I don't understand what the evolutionary
it happens a lot.
reason for that is.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I don't like rodents, because that just is so disgusting.
But it's not just rodents that do that. It's a lot of animals where the dads will be like, I'm going to eat you now.
Because
And
it's like competition
the moms
or
have to
something?
be like, all right, I got to hide these babies because the dad's going to come and eat them.
So weird.
Surprising that human infants are safe.
Well, supposedly, I don't know if this is true, but supposedly babies resemble their fathers more.
Oh, I've heard that.
Human babies resemble their fathers more so that the fathers won't eat them. Some sort
Yes.
of evolutionary adaptation. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but
I've heard that as well.
Yeah.
So you've got your cat rats.
Yeah.
That's what you're sharing today, or do you have anything else?
no,
you
just
wanna-
the height and the cat rats.
Heights and cat rats. I've got another weird one, and it doesn't affect me as much anymore because I don't go to in-person yoga classes.
Right.
But when I used to,
You thought the instructor was going to crack your neck.
thought the instructor, when they used to be more hands-on.
Yeah.
No, I would, you're often in these big open rooms, and they would always have these big ceiling fans.
Yeah.
And I had a fear that the fan would fall on me and crush me. Oh. So I'd always have to move my yoga mat to a place where there wasn't a big fan.
Okay.
I couldn't relax because especially when you come into Shavasana, I like that fan's going to fall on me and it's going to kill me.
Wow.
Because fans fall. I mean, everybody knows that.
Yes. At any moment.
At any moment, one could just fall from the rafters.
Right.
And yoga studios, do you think they're the most together place with construction?
It's the yurt.
They're just, all like smoking weed and hanging
Yeah.
out and doing their meditations. They're
That's
not
right.
worrying about the construction of
No.
the fan. So that was really
Wow.
stressful for me. Yeah.
That is stressful.
Got to check those ceilings.
Well, we're not the only people with irrational fears. And when we come back from our break, we're going to find out what your fears are.
I can't wait.
We've put out a call
Yes. We got
to
some good
action,
stuff.
and we got some good stuff. So we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back to How to Survive with Danielle and Kristine. Danielle,
Kristine.
are you enjoying yourself today?
I am. This is fun. Just chatting.
It is nice. And we didn't even really take a break.
We didn't take much of a break, so we can't even ask each other what we did. 'cause
We just kind of,
took a second breath.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay, we're back.
Welcome back. Yeah. So we're going to learn about some of our listeners' phobias.
We're going to start with Lady Megatron.
I wouldn't think anyone named Lady Megatron would be scared of anything.
She does sound like a badass.
She sounds fierce.
I think she is fierce, but
Yeah.
she does have an irrational fear.
Okay.
The subway steps.
Oh, okay.
If you live, work in NYC, you sprint up and down the stairs on the daily and you get mad at those slowpokes. She says, I'm now one of those slowpokes. The steps are made of steel and are quite often wet or snowy.
Oof.
I fell down the 14th Street station once, ass over tea kettle, and I still have scars on my leg and neck.
Oh my God.
I got banged up. So be careful on the stairs, stay to the right, and use the handrail, and then use your hand sanitizer when you're on steady ground. Love the show and love you guys.
Oh, sweet.
Kathleen McKee. Hey, Kristine and Danielle. Love the podcast so much.
Aw.
She probably thought Garon, too. My weird fear is crustaceans. I think she meant crustaceans. But maybe they are called crustaceans. We should check that. But I think she meant crustaceans, especially lobsters.
Okay, she made crustaceans.
Because I don't think there's another way to call them anything, right?
I think so.
Anything that can crawl on the ocean floor makes my heart sink and I want to throw up. I can't stand the sight of lobsters, crabs, prawns. etc. I purposely avoid the seafood section of the grocery store
Wow.
to make sure I don't get a glimpse of the disgusting lobster tank. Not sure why I have this fear, but it's definitely an uncommon and weird one, I think.
That's good.
That's a good
when
one.
you explain it, something that can crawl along the bottom of the
Yes.
ocean, it totally makes sense that that
Yes.
would be something to be afraid of. I'm just not, but I totally understand. It's like my rat thing. I get it.
I get it.
So I wonder if that means she doesn't even eat anything like that. She doesn't eat shrimp
She
or.
probably doesn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
I could see that freaking you out.
But even if they're in a tank, they scare her.
Yeah.
Well, but even if rats were in a cage, I would not like that at all.
Amanda explores.
Okay.
She has a short one. I have an irrational fear of dead things.
Huh. She didn't explain it any more than that.
Nope, that's it. Short
So
and
if she
sweet.
sees something dead, yeah, I get that too. If it's an animal,
Yeah.
like I'm sure she doesn't mean a plant.
Or a human.
Maybe she means a human.
Yeah, just
a rational fear. of
maybe she lives
cadavers.
somewhere where she sees a lot of. I hope she's not like a mortician,
That would be bad
because
news.
that's
Yeah.
that's gonna make her day job real
right,
tough.
right.
It's like she should get out of that job.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what it is.
Yeah, she doesn't have a lot on the ball if she became a mortician. She's afraid of dead things.
Immersion therapy.
I mean, I don't like. You're right. I don't like seeing a dead thing on the, dead animal on the road. It's it's gross and sad.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't make me feel scared though.
no.
It can make me feel grossed out, and
Yeah.
it can make me, yes, it can definitely make me feel sad depending on the
Right.
animal.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be afraid. But I wouldn't. Well, like I wouldn't want to be the one to scoop it up. That. Well, I say again, I don't think that'd be a fear. I think it'd just be like an icky.
Yeah, it'd
thing.
be an icky.
An ick.
I wonder if it triggers sort of like the mortality realization that nothing is permanent. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
depressing.
Amanda, I wish you would have told us more.
Yeah.
But thank you for sharing.
Amanda didn't really explore that answer very much,
But she claims to explore.
but she claims. I wonder what she explores.
What does she explore? Buff Mush,
Buff mush?
she says, or they say, okay, this one is kind of strange, but I'm scared of car washes. At first, it was because I didn't understand how to do the self-wash ones.
Okay.
But then I thought about the boiling hot wax and water
Oh.
and how if you were going through an actual car wash without a car, you die. And now I'm terrified.
This is a good one.
Right? It's so good.
Yes. Because it comes from a real thing, but is completely illogical because you would
Yes.
never be in that position. That's great.
I love this one.
Oliver, when he was little, would be scared of the car wash because of the
drive-through
noise.
kind?
Yeah.
I was always scared of those. This is more sharing of my own ineptness.
Okay.
Because to me, the one with Oliver makes sense. Like you're little, the noise is...
The noise was just too
it's
much.
Too much.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't be able to drive onto the
Track.
track properly.
Yeah.
And that somehow I would drive off of it and my car would just be really damaged. And I'd be
yeah.
embarrassed. Like I damaged my car and I'd
Yes.
also be extremely embarrassed in front of people.
I think I get a little tense every single time I enter it, especially if the guy's there, because usually there's a guy there.
Yes.
That I'm doing it wrong.
It's
and
this-
it's usually because I am.
it feels like I'm just like, I'm going to be the one who
Yes.
drives off of it.
Right.
I feel like that at oil change places when you have to drive onto the tube.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's a big gaping hole underneath. I'm like, well, I'm going to destroy my car. I'm going to be the one who can't line up my
God.
tires properly.
Yeah. That's a good, because I never thought about that. Okay, so it's really hot. Well, I guess I don't get an oil wax.
You don't
I
get
just,
the boiling hot wax.
I always go for the basic.
Yeah.
I'm basic.
Treat yourself, Danielle.
I guess. What does that even do? Like, is that for fancy sports cars? Or,
I don't even know.
I don't know, but that's a really good one.
Yeah, no. That was Buff Mush.
Buff mush,
You
we
brought
love
it.
it.
You brought
it.
All right. Amanda Zimmerman.
Oh, we know Amanda.
Hi, Amanda. Here's my fear. I'm afraid I'm going to fall asleep during a massage and fart. This is a very real fear of mine. I've had 3 massages in my life, and I can't relax, and I end up talking to the massage therapist the entire time.
Oh, no.
I always tell them about my fear before
no,
they start.
No.
And it gives them a good laugh. I have no idea why I have this fear. I know it's ridiculous, but I can't get over it. Thanks, anxiety. I'm also afraid I'm going to be accused of a crime. And since I can't remember what I ate for lunch yesterday, I'm definitely not going to remember where I was on the afternoon of February 8th. I'll have no alibi and will be convicted and imprisoned for the rest of my life. Again, thank you, anxiety.
Yeah, so that's Jimmy's fear. He has the fear of being falsely accused of a crime. The massage thing, I would think actually saying it out loud would help. Because then even the worst case scenario, you do it, and then you have a laugh about it, I guess. But I can understand that. I mean, I have the fear that I'm going to do that, not asleep, just that I'm going to do it. I don't think I ever have, but yes, of course you think that.
I just figure I don't fall asleep easily, so I've never worried I'm going to fall asleep during a massage. And I guess I would look at it this way: they're dealing with so many more gross things than like
that's what
a little tiny fart. People come in and they like smell bad, they're rude, they have disgusting feet.
Yep.
They don't clean themselves properly. Like,
that's what I tell myself too.
I just think you're the least.
And then the thing about the being falsely accused of a crime, I mean, that's just, I don't know why some people have that and some people don't.
Yeah.
But I don't.
I don't really have it. I think about it. More of it is if I'm more afraid that I'm going to be homeless. And so a lot of the times I'll look for places that'll be good for me to live when I'm homeless.
Oh my God, Chris.
I'll seek out,
Are you kidding?
I'll be like, that's a good alley.
I have done this.
Or I'll be like, this would make a good homeless place for me when I'm homeless.
There should be an app for that. Future homeless.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Seriously.
Yeah.
You've both thought that.
Yes.
Wow.
Actually, I thought this last night. I was walking my dogs, and there's this semi-truck that's been parked like right by my house for a few days. And I walked past it, and I'm like, and it has these weird side panels that kind of go down a little lower. I'm like, that'd be an interesting, safe place to sleep overnight because no one would see you. And there's nothing that's going to come around unless that truck decides to leave in the middle of the night, which you would hear it when it starts.
Good spot.
Hide there.
I'm always checking out good spots. Doug Anderson.
Yes.
Bowling.
He's afraid of bowling?
Yeah. His whole family, near pro bowlers. And when I was 15, as I was throwing the ball, it slammed into my knee and did it again on his next try.
Wait, what?
37 years later, I can't bowl, and I get terrified if I try.
I can't even picture how you would. So he stepped forward.
He must have went back with the ball. You know how you go back, and he slammed it into his knee.
The back of his knee.
I don't know. I just assumed the front.
I know, but how would you?
If you're going back with the ball.
Oh.
He didn't give it enough leeway.
On his way back.
On his way back.
Ow, Jesus, God.
2 times.
That's 8 to 10 pounds.
Yes.
That is awful. Isn't that what they are? Like 8 to 11 pounds or something?
Yeah, your knee can't take that.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's terrible. And his whole family's near pro.
Yes.
What the hell does that mean? Near pro bowlers.
Really good, I guess.
But it's just such a weird, I'm a near pro.
He's missing out on a lot of family fun.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's probably a really good scorekeeper.
He's probably a good scorekeeper.
Keep score.
Yeah.
Single tear just.
Or
going
maybe
down
he
every time
doesn't.
marks a strike.
Maybe he doesn't even want to go into the bowling alley, though. That's a good one.
Doug.
That's a good one.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Doug.
Dave Fippen. This is a good one. Stuff falling from buildings onto me as I walk past.
Yeah.
It's never happened to me, nor do I know anyone that it's happened to them. I hate it, though. Hate.
It's like too many Three Stooges movies or
watch
something.
those pianos.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know when they're going to fall. on
Right.
Air conditioners falling out of windows.
Yeah.
I mean, this happens to people.
It happens. Yeah.
It's not a thing that doesn't happen.
Right. Well, it's similar to your fan in the yoga studio.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So he must just walk as far out as he can from the eave of the building, I guess.
I bet.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of the Final Destination movies?
Is that where they see their death ahead of time or something? Or?
Yeah, kind of. And then they avoid it happening, and then death is like, I'm going to come get you with these other ways. But it's always these weird ways that are just plausible enough to freak you out when you're watching it.
Okay.
Like one is big logs flying out of a truck into your car.
Oh, I worry about that.
Yeah,
I worry about that.
I would advise you never to watch those
Okay.
movies.
Yeah, I'm
because
not going to watch that.
Every time I'm on the freeway, if I ever see, we're in Seattle or something, where we see big logs driving, but it always pops into my head when I see that. Or metal.
I have to
being
get away.
hauled.
I have to get from behind those.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you guys, the day that we did the episode, I think we did something about explosions. Mm-hmm. That day, I was driving home, and a water heater or something fell out of a truck in front of me. Like that day.
No.
Yeah, and I was like, whoop! I got right out of the way because I was like, that thing is going to explode.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff falls out of trucks all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially because it's a lot of people like just carrying their own stuff. It's not
Yeah.
professionals, and so they'll have it like tied in the back of a truck, and it's
Right.
just big long pipes and
Mattress.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's gonna fly. And you'll see stuff on the freeway all the time.
All the
that You're
time.
like, oh, that just flew out of somebody's
Yeah.
truck. So whenever I see, if I'm behind a truck that's full of stuff, I just move because
Right.
I'm like, that's gonna decapitate me.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Okay, well, you should never watch these movies,
Yeah,
it sounds
no.
like.
I think I won't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
You're too easily influenced.
I am so easily influenced. And I mean, if I can't even get myself to see everything everywhere all at once, I'm pretty sure I'm
Oh
not,
yeah, you were supposed to go see that.
yeah, I'm not going to get to the Final Destination movies.
No, you're not.
Anytime soon. Ken Farley is afraid of parasites,
Oh.
tapeworms, guinea worms, anything with worm that invades you. Gah.
Wait a second. Didn't our special guest have that at one point?
No,
He didn't have worms?
we have not had a tapeworm
Okay. All right.
yet.
Okay.
I mean, we're going to Germany. Maybe we'll get one.
yeah.
We're going to swim in some lakes. So
I get why that. Yeah, I've never experienced that, but that's really, and they're found in water, right? Usually those things. Or
yeah,
no?
I mean, there's all different ways. I think parasites often are in lakes, especially now that because of climate change.
Yeah.
Everything's getting warmer, so bacteria is allowed to thrive. But I think there are lots of ways you can get. There's that one I've read about in Africa where it goes up through your foot.
Yes.
In the sand,
Yes.
maybe? That sounds horrible.
Oh God, that is so gross.
I'm afraid of that one.
Isn't that
Yeah.
like a ringworm too? If you walk around barefoot or something?
Ringworm, I think, comes from I got ringworm once.
Oh, you did?
From a cat.
See,
And it's very
not irrational.
Contagious, and it's a fungus. Ringworm is a fungus.
So does that mean it's not actually a worm?
I don't know, but you have to
Okay.
I know you have to take antibiotics. It's really contagious, and it leaves these like actual rings
Yeah.
on your skin because I had it on my leg. This was when I was in high school, and it was this stupid cat we had that was a purebred that only bit us and hid under the couch.
Oh Jesus!
So, just
How did you know you got it from the cat?
because the cat had it.
Oh.
We determined that from the vet and treated it, but then I got it, and anyway,
Your stupid brothers didn't get it.
I don't know if they lived at our house at the time.
Okay.
It's possible they did, or they might have.
Yeah.
not.
Any worms, and then they like crawl. Oh God.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
All right, here's one more from Bill Weber. His irrational fear, I guess if it's irrational, is being forgotten.
Oh, home alone.
Oh, Bill.
Is that all he said?
Yeah.
Did your parents ever forget to pick you up at school?
No, I don't think that happened.
It happened to me once, which is very not. Obviously, if it happened once, it was way out of the ordinary. I
Yes.
don't know what happened. My mom just got busy or something, and she just forgot.
Yeah.
And I did not live in walking distance of.
Yeah, I walked, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did not live in walking distance of my
Yeah.
of my house.
Was it traumatizing?
I don't remember it being traumatizing, but it was weird.
I don't think about that. I just assume I'm always forgotten in life. I mean, in a way that I'm like, people aren't thinking about me.
Oh yeah. I see what. How did he phrase it?
Being forgotten.
So I wonder if he means in the existential sense of like
when
after he
he's
passes,
gone. Yeah, when
will
he's
he be
dead.
forgotten, or just like you're in the back of the car and like when they always say,
Because he's an adult. I don't
Right.
think he's
yeah.
What was his name again?
Bill Weber.
I forgot.
It's true, Bill. It's not irrational. It happened.
Well, that was fun.
That was so fun.
I loved hearing everybody's fears because I think most people have some
yeah.
strange or unusual fear, and even though they can't maybe think of it right off the top of their head, when you start getting into the nitty gritty.
Well, on the, I guess, less scary side, we also have some letters we were going to catch up on.
Let's read a couple letters
from our listeners,
because we love when you guys write to us.
Yeah, and we apologize if it's taken us a while. Sometimes we just don't have time in the episode.
We just pack these episodes.
Yeah.
Full of goodness. So we need to get to some of our letters. All right. This is from Mike Barnhart.
Great name.
Big Kimmel, Lil D, and Garden Squirrel.
Did we call ourselves that? I don't know. We did, didn't we? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Thank you for this podcast. I've listened to every one, and it's part of my Tuesday routine. I have a story, not really about my survival, but of how I saved someone.
Oh.
I work at a horse ranch. It's long, hard work, but I enjoy it.
Wow.
Aside from the trail rides and everything else, hay rides, feeding, stacking hay, polishing tack, etc., we also give children a horse riding class. Since I've been working with the horses for 38 years now, started when I was 6, I don't do much teaching anymore. I have more important work, administration I'd rather be riding. But when I was 18, I did. I did a funny demonstration at the start of the class with a horse that is very gentle and knows what I'm doing. Basically, I do everything wrong, and I show the kids what not to do.
Okay.
I have them correct me, and when they teach me, they learn better. Then we start them on the horses. Well, one girl did not learn the lesson about walking close to the end of the horse. I said, you need to walk away from the back of the horse, but to no avail. Suddenly, I saw the horse's ears go flat back against its head. Not good. Oof. The horse was about to kick the girl. I ran and pushed her aside and got kicked in the ribs.
Oh!
I woke up in the hospital. Apparently, I passed out from the pain with several cracked ribs.
Oh, my God.
They mended fine, and I didn't let that stop me. I don't know what happened to that girl, but hopefully she learned her lesson. Thanks again for your podcast, and keep up the good work.
That's great.
Wow.
Oh, my God. And he obviously got over it because he just still works with horses.
Yeah.
That's wild. I got so allergic just hearing about the things he does, about the cleaning and the hay and I was like, oh my God. I was like, I could feel tickling happening all over my face.
You're not going to go vacation on a working horse
I don't think that's going to ever happen for a myriad of reasons. But yeah, I feel like I would be so allergic to everything there. I don't know if I'm allergic. I don't think I'm allergic to horses, but I think the hay and
everything surrounding them.
Yeah. I think
it's interesting that I don't have a fear of horses, even though I was basically attacked by one.
Yeah, it bit him on the...
Yeah, it grabbed me by the nip. And, lifted me into the air.
How's your nipple? Do you still have one?
It's about 3 inches long, but it's...
Oh, God. Did he think it was a carrot or something?
He was eating, and I was just walking through this is a giant, big stout, racehorse.
Oh.
And I was just walking through the barn, through the walkway, and he just reached out, grabbed me, and just
I forget, were you like a kid or?
Yeah, I was a kid. I was probably 8 or 9 or something.
Oh my God.
But I was just bones. So
yeah,
he just lifted me and just threw me clear out of the barn, and I was rolling on the ground.
That's crazy.
Bizarre.
That's going to happen to Benji. You know it's going to happen.
Oh, for sure. It's just a matter of time.
It's just a matter of time.
But I'm not afraid of horses. I don't.
That's great.
But do you ride them often, or?
I mean, I haven't since I was a kid.
Since you got picked up by the tit?
No, I think that is how I usually say it.
I wonder what the mouse pointer did to him that he's so afraid of
That's
it.
just neurosis. That's just I don't want to be a disappointment to anybody. That's the existential fears.
I'm glad you're not afraid.
Yeah, I would go to a horse, farm.
Well, good, because I'm taking you tomorrow.
Back in the saddle.
Guys, we're going to do our next episode at a horse ranch.
Yay.
Oh, no, thank you. I don't want to do that either. My leg went up a horse's butt.
What? Wait a second. Is this some other job you had, shoeing horses or something that we don't know about?
No, I've only done horseback riding one time.
Okay.
In Australia.
Oh, okay.
When I was there backpacking.
It sounds like you did it wrong.
I definitely got on the wrong end.
I should tell you, I didn't have the proper clothes. I was wearing yoga pants, basically.
Okay.
And my horse, I didn't know how to control a horse. I didn't know what I was doing, but the person in front of me stopped on their horse.
Okay.
My horse kind of kept going really close up next to this other horse.
Okay.
And so my leg was bent, on the horse. You
Yes.
sit on a horse.
Yes.
So my knee, along with my whole thigh,
Oh, the
went
other horse.
into the other horse's
No.
butt. Like backside, yes. And it was like wet, sweat horse. And when my leg came back out, like when my horse finally backed up, because it went like, it slammed into the other horse with my leg going into the horse's butt. And when it backed up, my whole leg was covered in like sloosh.
Ew.
was like-
what is sloosh?
I don't know. I
like
just
that
made up that
word.
word.
Okay.
It was like wet, gel, smelly, like butt smell.
This is unbelievable. No
that's
wonder you never did it again.
How I had to go for that was at the beginning.
So you had
ride.
to go like that for the rest of the...
Yeah, and then I had to wear those clothes for like another 10 hours, like until I got back to my hostel at night. So I had to go on like a couple hour bus ride back to my
Oh my
hostel in the city.
God.
Like,
I hope you burned those yoga pants.
well, no, I didn't have that many. I only had the clothes in my backpack that I was traveling around with for the entire continent. So I had to keep those and probably hand wash them in a sink or something.
Jesus.
Anyway, that's what.
That's amazing.
Sloosh is the absolute.
No, it's the worst
most
word
disgusting
I've
word
ever heard in my
but
life.
It is the most perfect word for what you just
Yeah.
described.
So-
I'm gonna throw up. That's unbelievable that it would. Was it going at a speed or was it just like?
It was slow, and I could see it coming, and there was nothing I could do to stop it. Because what can I do with my leg? It's not
Nothing. You can't move it.
I'm on a horse.
Did anyone witness this in the group?
No, and I mean, I was traveling with this girl who was Austrian who spoke very little English.
Okay.
And I couldn't even explain it to her because our language barrier was such that even when I tried to explain it to her, she was just like, "Yo, it's so funny."
Was she with you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that's my horse.
Oh my God,
experience.
that's amazing.
So I guess we're all staying off horses.
I guess.
Here we go. This is from David Goddard. How to Survive a Crazy Christmas.
Okay.
Hey, Danielle, Kristine, Garden Squirrel. I wanted to email to tell you that I'm loving the show.
Oh.
I heard about it from Never Not Funny, and now I'm hooked. I just
Love
finished
it.
the Reagan Burns episode and will be caught up in no time at this pace. I also wanted to share a crazy story that happened to me that you might find interesting.
Okay.
My wife and I live in Orange County, California. Hey, neighbors. And in 2018, with our first child due March of 2019, we wanted to have one last adventure before we settled in as new parents. So on December 22nd, we took a road trip to go watch a football game in Arizona with my little brother and a good friend of ours. The ride there was a little uncomfortable for my wife, but we made it fine. We had breakfast and explored the area for a bit before the game. When the game started, my wife was experiencing some back pain and was uncomfortable sitting. I can't imagine all that walking, and the 5-hour road trip was helping, with her being 6 months pregnant. We got through the game okay and went out to dinner afterwards. During dinner, she was really starting to feel some pain in her back and found that she just wasn't able to sit comfortably at all, but was okay standing and walking. We talked about it, and even though she was willing to tough it out on the road trip back, I insisted that we just get her on a plane so that she could go back home and rest, and I'll drive my brother and friends back in the morning for Christmas Eve at my parents' house.
Okay.
We were lucky in that we were able to get her a seat on the very last flight that night from Phoenix to Orange County. That was leaving shortly after 9 p.m. We walked 1.5 miles from the restaurant to the hotel
Oh my
to get her
God.
stuff, and I drove her to the airport. Then once she texted me she was safely on the plane, I went back to drink and have some fun.
Okay.
At 11 p.m., we had gotten back to the hotel and were going to get some sleep for the early drive ahead of us when we got a call from my mother-in-law saying that the baby had been born.
At 6 months.
The flight landed at 10:15 and the baby was born at 10:43 that night
No.
at just under 3 pounds and 12 weeks early.
Oh my God.
Needless to say, we rushed out of the hotel. I gave the keys to my brother because I was in no emotional state to drive. The worst part about this particular drive is that the cell phone reception between Phoenix and Orange County is awful. So I couldn't call anyone and would just get voicemails every 15 minutes or so with any updates available. I wasn't sure if my wife was okay. I wasn't sure if the baby was okay. I had no idea what to do. I got one voicemail that said the baby was being rushed to a different hospital with a more intensive NICU
Oh my
unit.
God.
We made it to the hospital in under 4 hours, and I was able to meet my little boy who was crying, and that made me so happy that he was okay. I wasn't able to see my wife for a couple of hours as she was being transferred to the new hospital. When I did finally get to see her, we embraced and cried for hours. Our son was in the NICU for 77 days and finally came
Oh my
home
God.
on March 10th, 2019, 2 days before what his due date was. He is now 3.5 years old and thriving. I attached pictures because I love the little guy, and I wanted to share how unbelievably grateful I am that everything worked out. Keep up the great work, David. And this
Oh
is
my gosh.
a picture of the little sweet boy.
Oh.
Oh my God, he's really adorable.
He's really cute. That's
my
such
God.
a great story.
That's crazy. How scary to not be able to talk on the phone.
And here's a picture of them in the NICU.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, he looks like,
He's a little
he's
tiny,
like,
tiny.
looks like a doll.
Yeah.
I wonder why they have his eyes covered. Is that...
Yeah, that's interesting.
He probably had jaundice. This is our kids, as you guys know, were
Yeah.
also in the NICU, not that long, but they have to wear these little goggles.
Oh.
And it's about their bilirubin being too high.
Yes.
And so they put them in, when they put them in the little, why can't I think of the word?
Incubator?
Incubator. They give them the special light. It's like an ultraviolet light, and that helps to take down the bilirubin and
Oh, okay.
helps the jaundice. That might not be why this little boy's eyes are covered, but I know that they did that with our kids. But you
Because
can,
the light is not
the light
meant
is
to
good
be
for their
your
eyes. But
right.
David, you can tell me if I'm wrong about that with his eyes.
Oh my gosh, David, we're so happy that your whole family is safe and sound and from what we see, adorable.
Yes, it's a
That's so scary.
great
So
story.
he drove all the way back
yeah,
home.
yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
I wonder what makes someone go into labor 3 months early. I mean, I know with twins, like it's a different situation, but I wonder what made her go into labor so early.
Yeah, who knows?
So she was obviously having labor contractions,
Yeah,
right?
she was
that
in
was
labor.
the pain. Wow. You just don't
Yeah.
think of it because you're like, that's way too
That's not what
early.
this is.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy story.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, thanks, David.
And we'll be right back with what did we learn today? So, Chris,
Yes.
what did we learn today?
I'm going to tell you so many things we
Okay.
learned. It was an exciting day. Okay, bears.
Yeah.
Black bears are the only bears in California.
We're going to say this every episode until it gets through our heads.
I think this needs to be our next t-shirt.
It needs a what?
Be our next t-shirt.
Oh, the only bears in California are black,
black
bears.
bears.
Yes,
Yes.
that's great.
Edith Ann originated in Laughlin.
Okay, so I said that it may have been Laughlin. Okay, right.
Yeah, you were right.
And I also buried the lead, which was that I did that monologue in junior high.
You did.
I did.
Is there any evidence of this on tape?
Yes, there's a picture. I don't know if there is video, but there's definitely a still.
I really want to see it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we know what the promo image for this episode is going to be.
Yes.
Please. Animal parents have limited resources to dedicate to their offspring, and if the baby is sick or weak, carnivores have been known to consume babies or abandon them. Cannibalism gives the mother the calories she needs to raise her healthy babies or get pregnant again.
Oh, barf. Okay, so it's not indiscriminate. They pick the weak ones and they eat those. That is so weird.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad we don't do that because
Yeah.
I mean, I have said that baby's so cute I want to eat it.
Oh, 100%.
But-
I've threatened to eat many a baby.
I'm glad I've never had to follow through with it.
Right.
Hot wax car wash creates a barrier between elements and your car's paint. It shields the car from minor physical abuse, such as scraping by grime and grit during washing. In addition, it makes washing much easier. For dark-colored cars, an additional waxing annually gives better results.
Okay.
Now you know.
I mean, I think I knew why you wax a car. Did I say I didn't understand why you wax a car?
You kind of did.
I did?
Yeah.
I did?
Yeah. You were
I thought I
like,
just said I didn't do it.
you were like, I don't understand the point of this hot wax and why people do it. I
did?
Yes. Do we need to rewind and play?
Oh my God, that's
I love that you were
hysterical.
just now like, I think I know why you wax a car.
I mean, it seems so obvious. Okay, I don't know.
Rewind.
Drink your coffee.
Drink your coffee. I mean, that's all I've got for you today.
Okay.
So, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in for our very special Strange
Yes.
Fears episode. We'd love to hear from you. You can always find us at Pod How to Survive.
And if we didn't get to yours today, our apologies, but we will definitely get to it sooner than later.
Absolutely. And
Remain calm.